Hello everyone, welcome back to Kanga TV, the home of North Melbourne fans. It's been about a week since we last caught up and there are a few bits and pieces that have happened over at Arden Street. In that time, I thought let's sit down, let's have a quick chat about everything going on at North Melbourne ahead of the end of 2024. Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for all of your kind words and support on the back of the last video that I uploaded. It's obviously been a crazy few months and I'm feeling so good on the end of it and in a comfortable place to share my story, and for so many people to reach out and say that it really helped them or to share words of love and support. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it on the back of that video, on the back of all the videos and everything I've done on Kanga TV so far. It means more than I can ever tell you, and I just am so grateful for such an incredible community that has come from this football club and has come since starting Kanga TV. So thank you again to everyone who watched and reached out after. It really means the world to me. The second thing, before we jump into any news, I have a microphone. Please let me know what you think of the quality of the audio of these videos, if they're any better. There was a bit of feedback when I first started that the quality wasn't quite there with the audio, so let me know what you think. If it's any better, I hope that it's an improvement. Obviously, all this is still very new to me and I'm just sort of learning as I go. So we've got a microphone. It's working. It's pretty good. You guys let me know what you think. Hopefully all good and hopefully you can hear me well. Now that the housekeeping's out of the way, let's jump into all things North Melbourne news. First things first, North Melbourne have left the building for 2024. The players had their last training session at Arden Street this week on Monday before heading off to the pre-season camp over on the Gold Coast. They'll spend a little bit of time on the Gold Coast, some final training sessions before heading back to Melbourne and calling time officially on the year that was 2024. The players return to Arden Street middle of January next season and they're going to get stuck into it. We're ready and raring to go for a big 2025. It's just crazy how quickly this year has gone just in a whole, but at the same time we haven't had any men's football played since the end of August and it feels like an eternity. I know personally I'm dying for the footy to get started and I'm so excited to prepare for next season and to kind of get ourselves going already for next season. So really, this is it now. This is sort of the last bit of 2024, the last bit of the first half of the 2025 pre-season before everyone goes on holidays for Christmas and New Year, and then we come back fit and firing, ready to go back at Arden Street in January. To say I'm excited is an understatement of the century. Secondly, and this video will be filmed and released before the main news bulletin tonight in Melbourne, the 12th of December, Thursday, 12th of December. Luke Davies-Uniacke has spoken to Channel 9 and it appears that he is closer to closing in on that long-awaited deal. Obviously, LDU comes out of contract at the end of 2025 and all eyes are on him and what move he's going to make. Will he stay at North? Will he explore his options elsewhere? He has made it really clear, in my opinion, over the past year that he does want to stay at North long term, especially if North can turn it around on field, which I think we all expect and are all really bullish on what North can do next season, and we start to improve. The list is in a great spot. We've now got some senior experience, some successful senior experience that have joined the side over the trade period at the end of 2024. So in my mind, unless it's a really diabolical start to the year next season, I would expect him to be locked away probably before the bye next year. I think if we can finally have some proof of this long-awaited improvement that we're all waiting to see. I mean, the players who are there long-term, they want to see it. The fans, the coaches, everyone wants to see some improvement come from North Melbourne. LDU is definitely not the only one, but I think that he does really want to stay at North. He seems like he really loves the club. There's such a good vibe about him whenever I see him at the club as well personally. So fingers crossed, and there will be more details I'm sure that will come out in this news bulletin. As I said, I'm filming before, but a couple of grabs that have been tweeted by Channel 9 in the lead up to tonight's news bulletin is that he is working with his management and with the club to finesse a bit of a deal and to hopefully finalise some bits and pieces that will bring us closer to having that signature and securing our Sid Barker medalist and arguably one of our, well, I would say easily one of our best players, if not our best player in long term. That I think will be a real bolster for the club, and I think it would give us some real confidence that we can really start to plan for success in the upcoming few seasons. Speaking of 2025, there's a couple of updates on the fixture front. First of all, gather round. As we all know, North will play the Gold Coast Suns at the Barossa Valley on Saturday the 12th of April. That game was officially sold out, so for those of you who did get tickets, I should be seeing you there. I bought a ticket and now I'm going to work backwards to make the weekend work. So for those of you who are going, very, very much looking forward to it. The Barossa is a beautiful place, and hopefully we'll be celebrating at a winery after rather than drowning our sorrows, but time will tell on that one. That is the first update for our fixture. The second update is that the AFL this week released the preseason fixture, and North will be going to its new home away from home, Hands Stadium in Bunbury, to take on West Coast. We're playing the Eagles down south on Saturday the 1st of March, 3:10 local time. It's 6:10 Melbourne time for those who are here in Melbourne. I think it's a weird one. I've got to be completely honest with you. I think there was probably a missed opportunity there to give us a game at least over in Queensland. I was talking to someone about this on Twitter earlier in the week. We don't play in Queensland. It's the second consecutive season we haven't played a game in Queensland. And I understand that Queensland is a smaller supporter base for North Melbourne fans, but there is still a supporter base over there. And I think given the love and attention that Perth will be receiving, and WA, I should say, as a whole state will be receiving from North Melbourne with this new deal, not just this year, but in upcoming seasons. I get they probably want to showcase what that game might look like later on in the season when we play for premiership points over in Bunbury, but on the flip side, we're doing it already. There are so many other opportunities, so many other local grounds we could play at. It makes sense that North is the team to go over to Bunbury and play that game there rather than anybody else, considering that deal is in place. But I just feel like it's a little bit of a strange decision, if I'm completely honest. I just don't really... I don't know. I'm not sure. It seems like a bit of a strange one. Look, it's just the preseason game, and I understand that, you know, the preseason competition is far from where it was 15 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. It just feels like a bit of a missed opportunity to at least give Queensland fans some exposure to the football club in their home city, albeit it's a preseason game. But the AFL don't really do North any favours when it comes to anything, let alone a preseason fixture. So that is where we'll be playing. It's fine. It is what it is. It's awesome for WA fans. They get to see North 3 times this year in their home state. That's fantastic. It's obviously starting to build what we think will be a pretty successful relationship. We'd hope it's a pretty successful relationship. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how we go over there as well. And finally, finishing off with some amazing news off field, North Melbourne has recorded a profit for the 13th consecutive year. It is just incredible how far this club has come off the field. We have worked so hard to get our books in order and to allow North to successfully remain and grow as a club here in Melbourne. And if it wasn't for the likes of Eugene Rocco, who has been on the channel before, James Brayshaw, their administration, and then handing it over onto the successors, we probably wouldn't be in this position. I think it is just amazing how far the club has been able to come. It's obviously a great thing for us. I think at the back of most North fans' minds, there's always going to be a bit of anxiety attached to relocation talks and selling games interstate and all those sorts of things, but being able to record a profit for yet another consecutive season really gives me hope that we are going to be staying in Melbourne long-term, growing, being successful here long-term. I think it's just a really, really great sign for the club, a positive sign for where we're heading. And again, it gives us really great momentum heading into next season. That's it. That's everything. That's all the North Melbourne news that you might have missed over the last week. What have you been keeping your eyes and ears out for? Leave all your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content coming through Kanga TV so far. There's going to be plenty of stuff to keep you occupied over the off season, I promise. Don't forget to keep the conversation going over on social media, Kanga TV Show on Instagram and on X. I will see you all very, very soon.